Hey, it's Erica, and welcome to your Tuesday Raw Regulation. Today I'm talking about the people who sit in their car for 10 extra minutes after pulling into the driveway. Not because you're on call, not because you're finishing a podcast, not because you forgot something at the office, but because something in your body is saying, I'm not ready to go in there. You can't even name what you're afraid of. It's not like there's a monster behind the door. It's just heavy. The idea of walking in feels like stepping onto a stage where you don't know your lines. You don't know what mood you're walking into. You don't know if tonight's going to be one of those easy nights or one of those nights where everything you say just lands wrong. So you sit, you scroll, you answer one more email that could absolutely wait until morning. You tell yourself you just need 5 more minutes. And those 5 minutes become 10. And 10 becomes 15. And by the time you finally go in, you feel guilty on top of everything else because you know your partner saw you pull up. They know you've been out there. And now there's a new tension on top of the old tension. If that's you, there's nothing wrong with you. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's scanning the environment before you enter, and it's detecting something that feels unsafe. This is called neuroception, and it happens completely below your conscious awareness. You didn't choose to stay in the car. Your body chose for you. Before Your body is reading the vibe of the house before you even turn the doorknob. Maybe there's been tension lately. Maybe you know your partner's had a hard day and you don't have the bandwidth to hold it. Maybe the last 3 times you walked in, it turned into a fight within 20 minutes. Your nervous system remembers all of that. Every sharp tone, every slammed cabinet, every night that started fine and ended in silence. And it's bracing. It's preparing you for the impact. Here's what's happening biologically. When your neuroception picks up on a red zone signal, even if it's just the anticipation of tension, even if nothing has actually happened yet, your nervous system can trigger a freeze response. That's the heaviness in your body. That's the lead in your legs. That's the I just need 5 more minutes. You're not being lazy. You're not avoiding responsibilities. You're immobilized. Your system is hitting the pause button because it genuinely doesn't know whether it's walking to a safe space or a threat. And when the nervous system can't tell the difference, it defaults to protection. Every time. Now I want to explain something that makes this even more important to understand. Your nervous system isn't just reading the present moment, it's reading your history. It's pulling from a database of every experience you've ever had walking through a door and not knowing what was on the other side. If you grew up in a home where the energy was unpredictable, where you had to scan the room the second you came in from school to figure out if it was a good day or a bad day, your system learned this pattern decades ago. You've been doing the car sit since you were a child. You just didn't have a car back then. And here's the painful irony, the part that keeps the loop locked. The longer you sit in the car, the more your partner's nervous system registers your absence as a signal. They see the car in the driveway. They know you're out there. And to their system, your delay doesn't read as they need a minute. It reads as they don't want to be here. They're pulling away. Something is wrong. So their nervous system activates. Maybe they start rehearsing what they're going to say when you come in. Maybe their jaw tightens. Maybe they go quiet and pull inward, which is its own form of bracing. And by the time you finally do walk through the door, you're both already in survival mode. Both nervous systems are armed, and the evening hasn't even started. Two people who love each other, two nervous systems preparing for war, Not because either of them chose it, but because neither of them knew how to interrupt the pattern before it locked in. So here's today's micro practice. I'll call it the Doorframe Reset. And it's designed to interrupt the pattern at the exact moment it starts, before you cross the threshold. Instead of sitting in the car, marinating in dread, scrolling through your phone while your nervous system builds a case for why tonight's gonna be hard, you're gonna do a conscious transition. You're going to create a physical boundary between out there and in here, between the armor and the sanctuary. Here's how it works. Step out of the car, walk to the front door, and before you turn the handle, place both hands flat on the door frame. Press your palms into the frame. Feel the solidity of it, the wood or the metal or whatever your door frame is made of. Feel it holding you up. Now ground your feet. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel your weight dropping into the ground. You're not floating. You're not bracing. You are here. Now take one physiological sigh. This is the fastest evidence-based way to downregulate your sympathetic nervous system in real time. 2 quick inhales through the nose, sniff, sniff, followed by 1 long exhale through the mouth. Let the exhale be longer than the inhales and let it carry something out of you. Let's try. Ready? Sniff, sniff. Exhale. While you exhale, you're going to say one thing internally. Just one sentence. I am leaving the work armor here. I am entering the sanctuary. That's it. The whole practice takes about 10 seconds. But in those 10 seconds, you're doing 3 things that your nervous system desperately needs. First, you're pressing your body against something solid that activates proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space. Proprioceptive input is one of the fastest ways to ground a nervous system that's floating in anticipatory anxiety. It tells your brain you have a body, you're here, you're solid, you are not in danger. Second, the physiological sigh. Research out of Stanford Huberman Lab has shown that the double inhale followed by an extended exhale is the single fastest real-time tool for shifting from sympathetic activation to ventral vagal calm. Faster than box breathing, faster than counting to 10, one sigh can measurably lower your heart rate and reduce your sense of agitation. Third, the intentional statement. I am leaving the work armor here. This matters because your brain needs a conscious demarcation between states. Without it, the residue of the day bleeds into the evening. The commute doesn't create that separation anymore, especially if you work from home. You need a ritual, even a tiny one, a door frame and a breath and a sentence. That's your ritual. You're not walking in still wearing today's battles. You're not carrying the boss's tone or the client's email or the traffic or the exhaustion into the shared space. You're walking in as someone who has given themselves a biological consent to be present. Not perfect, not fixed, just present. Now, I want to say something to the person who heard all of this and thought, Erica, that sounds nice, but you don't know what I'm walking into. A breath at the doorframe isn't going to fix what's broken in my house. You're right. It's not going to fix it. That's not what this is for. The doorframe reset isn't a solution. It's an interruption. It breaks the automatic sequence. The one where you sit in a car, build the dread, walk in armored, trigger your partner's system, and confirm the story that home isn't safe. Every time you interrupt that sequence, even once, you're creating a tiny crack in the pattern. You're giving your nervous system one data point that says, I walked in and it didn't go to hell. And over time, those data points add up. your system starts to recalibrate. The driveway stops feeling like a waiting room. The doorstep stops feeling like an airlock. You can't heal the whole thing in 10 seconds, but you can stop making it worse in 10 seconds. And that's not nothing. That's actually everything. Try this tonight. Don't announce it. Don't explain it to your partner. Just do it quietly at the doorframe and notice what shifts in your body, in your breathing, in the first 60 seconds after you walk in. And if you want to go deeper into why your nervous system is bracing before you even get home, if you want to understand which survival archetype is running the show when you're sitting in the car, take the relationship nervous system quiz. It takes 2 minutes. The link is in the show notes. It won't just tell you your pattern. It'll tell you why the pattern made sense and what the way out looks like. And if your driveway has become a waiting room for your anxiety, if you've been doing the car sit for months or years and know in your gut that a doorframe breath isn't enough to undo what's calcified in your home, I have 5 seats open in the Stop the Death Spiral Intensive. That's where we go beyond the tools and into the rewiring, where we don't just interrupt the pattern, we dismantle it at its root. 5 seats. The link is below. Your home is supposed to be the safest place on earth. If it doesn't feel that way right now, that's not a life sentence. That's a nervous system that hasn't been shown another option yet. Let's show it one. Breathe well, and I'll see you tomorrow.